Hey everybody, welcome to Review with Me, your review guide of shows, movies, and everything in between. Be sure to click the like button, hit that notification bell, and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get on with this review.
Now, let's get on with this review. Please excuse me, you all. My voice may sound a little different. I am a little under the weather, but we're pushing through. We're pushing through. Let's get into this review of And Just Like That, Season 3, Episode 4. This is our starter image. This is our starter image because we see here Carrie is still in Virginia. I came across a post that said something like, Carrie, get out. Like the get out version for her. Her get out is get out of Virginia. That is hilarious. I think she should have ran home with Seema, but nonetheless, we're here. So she wakes up in the guest house and the boys are building around the house. So with Aiden, he has this regime, this routine for Wyatt in particular. The other son is just fine, but Wyatt is a troubled kid. And we know that he has ADHD. But what we learned throughout this episode is that Carrie was not aware of um, Wyatt being on meds and that being an issue for Aiden, which I feel like is the fault of Aiden's ex-wife. Why are you bringing me into your business with your kid regarding his medication? So anyway, that's a whole thing. We'll get into that later. But anyway, we see here Carrie's awakened by Wyatt peeking into the window. Like, is he a peeping Tom too? Is Wyatt a peeping Tom as well? I think this kid needs to just go to boarding school. He needs to go to military school. Something's up with him. And look, I get it with ADHD. If you're not properly um treated for it, and this doesn't have to mean uh a condoning for medication, but if you're just not able to navigate your emotions and manage them, then it could definitely be a spiral, a negative one. But I feel like this kid just needs a big old whooping. That's what he needs. So, as we know, Wyatt is not welcoming at all towards Carrie. The other son, he's like super welcoming. He's like, oh, like he's just being a very, very happy kid, which is great. Don't get me wrong, it's really nice, but like, chill out. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like, with teenage boys, what we doing? I don't know. This is me. Maybe I'm just thinking too much. Anyway, we get to Miranda. Miranda is actually house sitting for Carrie. And this is great for Miranda because we know that she's been living in an Airbnb despite her being this high powered attorney, despite her, well, I know she was at once the partner of her firm, but decided to leave that because she just wanted, that was during the time when she was in this whole life transition thing. But nonetheless, I feel like Miranda should not be struggling as she is. But I'm going back and forth, right? But I think it's because she's the one who called for the divorce in her marriage, and she's the one who essentially broke off the marriage, who is she's the reason why the marriage is over. So it was decided upon that it's best for her to leave the family home. So I guess it makes sense for her to be starting over and in this kind of struggle transition. Whatever. So she's staying over at Carrie's house. Mind you, this is the same house that Carrie, the same house, but this is Carrie's home that is not furnished still to this day. There is light furniture, like yes, there's a bed. Sure, there's like a bistro table, but that's about it. Nothing else. We get to Lily. Lily wants to introduce her new ballet boo, Diego, to her family. And now that her grandfather, is visiting, she definitely wants to bring him to dinner. And I'm writing down suddenly Rock cares about community. This whole episode focuses in on a neighbor in Charlotte's apartment building being too neighborly to the point where, ma'am, do you do your own grocery shopping? Why is it you need everything? Like, is this an open pantry or you're just being lazy? It's just ridiculous. So I do understand what Harry is talking about. It's not about not being community oriented. That's not it. It's the fact that every day you need something. Are you not supplying your own home? Are you relying on your neighbors to get salt, pepper, banana, eggs? That's annoying. So we actually find out that Aiden is inviting Carrie to stay a few more days. Which, okay, cool. It's kind of last minute, but Carrie, no boundaries. No boundaries for Carrie. So of course she says yes. And this is the image I want us to focus on for this part here. So we know Carrie to be, of course, New York City, high fashion, high heels, all of that. We see in the beginning of this episode her struggling to walk down the steps with her high heels, which is strange because New York has stairs. Like, New York City is not a stairless city. But okay. So she learns that, well, I don't have my luggage with me and I need to get more clothes to, sustain for the next few days that you invited me to stay. So Carrie is riding an ATV that she didn't know what it was. She's like, what's an ATV? She's able to ride this ATV because there's a nearby boutique that is just a mile away, and an ATV is the best vehicle to drive to get there. So she gets there, and this is the outfit one of the outfits that she purchases. And I know some people may clown the look. I get the juxtaposition here, but I really like the outfit. I'm like a grandma with some of my outfits. I love a good dress. I love floral. I love patterns. I really love that. So this is my style. I get it. So we get to LTW. LTW is, remember, she's looking for a new editor. Last episode, we learned that her editor took on a new opportunity with Steve McQueen, which is a very big deal. And of course, LTW felt some type of way about that, but eventually she accepted it for what it is. And as she is approached by her assistant of this new applicant, she thought that the applicant would be a woman because the name on the application is Marion. And of course, you would assume that's a female's name. Come to find out, not only is it a man, but it's a fine black man. Y'all remember him from The Game? Dang, I should have posted a picture. Let me pause this real quick. Okay, so y'all remember him, Mehcad Brooks from The Game. And actually, I should have said from the movie Ashtray, bitch. Remember that? What's the name of that movie? That Tyler Perry movie. All you need to know is that line, and you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. Ashtray, bitch. That's what he should have said when he came to this interview. He should have said Nicole Ari Parker, ashtray, bitch. That's what he should. But yes, Mehcad Brooks is the name of this actor here, and his name is Marion on the show. He is fine. He is fine. He's been fine, and he still is fine. So Nicole, or LTW, LT Dubs, is uneasy about hiring him, not because he's not qualified or anything like that, but because he's a man. He's a man, and she feels like she may get canceled for hiring a man for this particular position, since this role is to edit a documentary highlighting women, which I feel like is such a foolish thing to think of. Why would you think men can't highlight women? This whole cancel culture, which I feel like is no longer really a thing anymore, or not as big of a thing, at least. But wouldn't we want to see more men praise and revere women? We're like, hello, like, why does it always have to be, oh, only women know women? I think men know women if they date women. But let's move on. So yeah, she's like, let me think on it. I'll let you know. I hope she hires him because I feel like the storyline with her marriage, they seem to be a very happy family, but she hasn't been sleeping really well. She's been talking in her sleep lately. And her husband is like, I can't sleep like this. I need to sleep. I need some rest. So he's been sleeping in another room in their home. And Nicole is like, I'm calling her Nicole's her real name if y'all don't know. Lisa, she's like, that's not who we are. That's not who we are. We need to sleep in the same room because otherwise that's sleep divorce. And we are not like that. We are not one of those couples. We would not be like that. And if that's the introduction of what could be, I feel like Mehcad Brooks, I'm straight, bitch. I feel like he could be the demise of their marriage. Let's see. Let's get into this, child. So, oh yeah, the whole Seema storyline. Okay, so Seema is finally going to move out of the work office that she has been working in because her partner decided to move forward with other endeavors, leaving her hanging. And she made a decision per last episode to invest in herself and start her own real estate company. So Ryan Serhant, who is an actual real estate mogul in New York City, he propositions her, tries to get her on his team. She says no, and he tells her, "Okay, well, I'm gonna need you to vacate the premises because my team is usurping this office, as you know. So we need you to leave." And she's like, "I don't get 30 days." He's like, "Nah," which I feel like legally she should, but I guess she doesn't really care to fight it for real, for real. So Carrie brings up, so remember, Carrie is still here in Virginia. She did not get out. Carrie is in Virginia. She's going to stay, damn it. She brings up the whole dining room table again to Aiden. Remember, she texted him about this dining room table that she envisioned for their dining room for their dining room in her home that she calls their home. She tells him, why didn't you really say anything when I texted you an image of it? Why did you kind of just dismiss it? He says, well, I don't really know what else to say. I didn't really care for it. Aiden wants Carrie to spend more time with the boys. So then he tells her, look, I really want you to spend time with the boys, get to know them, yada, yada, yada. Carrie takes him up on that. And I'm just clenching my cheeks like, oh, this is going to be a disaster. But let's see how this goes. So I wrote down Aiden can only have sex with Carrie in the guest house because that's what it looked like. It seemed like Carrie still, even though Carrie is clearly visible here, right? It's not like the boys don't know that she's not here. And it's not like the boys don't know the relation that she has with Aiden, with their dad. But anyway, so you see them having sex in the guest house. And he kind of makes a comment. He says that he promised her that she can sleep with him in the main house. He does tell her, okay, you can come to the main house. Okay. Miranda asks her British colleague to come to Carrie's house after her dinner because Miranda is really into this Brit woman. What's her name? Joy. And they're both redheads. So two redheads together, that might be a chromatic disaster. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't know. We see Carrie going fishing with the boys. The other son, whose name I can't remember, whose name really isn't important because Wyatt is the main character. Unfortunately, Wyatt is the asshole. Okay. He hates fishing. He hates doing anything. He wants to stay behind the screen. And of course, Aiden doesn't want that. He wants his son, he wants Wyatt to really get down and dirty with his hands, to be more agricultural, to be more of a handy type of man as far as like construction and building stuff. And though there's a lot of lesson in that, I do agree that when you're working outside, when you're not in front of the screen all the time, you do get to learn different things and it helps build character. But I feel like Aiden is a little stubborn in his parenting and refuses to see the value in screen time sometimes. Like, I think screen time can be monitored, absolutely, but I don't think it should be diminished completely. So, but Aiden's not there and he's very stubborn about it. We learn later on, I'm gonna move around in this review, but we learn later on that Aiden doesn't like when his ex-wife's boyfriend gives any level of parenting advice or opinion. So we see a scene of Carrie, the boys, and Aiden going to this zombie is it 3D? But like, you know, those you wear the goggles. It appears as if you're actually in, it's like a simulation type of game. So they're playing, seems like they're having fun. And Wyatt, quote unquote, accidentally hits Carrie with his weapon from the game. And it's clear that it was it was intentional. It was definitely not an accident. He purposely tried to hit her. Not tried, he hit her. He hit her. And of course, no one else can't see that because they're wearing their goggles. But the person controlling the room, he could see it. And I wish he would have ran back the video or something like, yeah, your son did hit Carrie intentionally. Because Aiden talking to Carrie, he's like, don't make it a big deal. Come on, it's okay. He's sorry. He's not a violent kid. I don't get what? Your kid is a menace. And I blame you and the mom. I blame you and the mom. Like, that's not okay. What are we doing? So we get to Charlotte's storyline. And Pop, who is Harry's dad, he is visiting and he apparently wants Rock to download something for him. Comes to find out it was actually P-Hub, if you know what I mean. Any P-Hub users here? If you know, you know. Rock tells her parents, I'm never helping someone out again because look, this is what he wanted me to download. I'm tired of Rock having much of a storyline. I'm tired of seeing her, hearing her. What? Like, why are you talking so much? I feel like she's been having too many lines since this season began. Enough. Enough. So the neighbor from 10F, who, remember, this is the neighbor who is always asking on the community tab that, you know, oh, do you have an extra banana? Do you have egg, milk, cheese? Because I don't go grocery shopping. Me going to your pantry is grocery shopping for me. She actually ends up going to dinner at Charlotte's home because she knocks on the door because Pop apparently responded to her request for an item that she wanted, and he invites her to dinner. So she's at dinner. She's totally rude. She's a rude dinner guest because, first of all, you're eating the food that's here and then you're asking for more things. You're asking for, oh, do you have barbecue sauce? Charlotte says, oh yeah, no problem, I could bring barbecue sauce. So she brings her barbecue sauce, which I feel like was another ad. First they give the P-Hub ad, then they give it they give the ad for the barbecue sauce, which is the barbecue sauce that I use. I really like Sweet Baby Ray's. I also like anyway, they don't pay me. Let me not say too much, but it's another barbecue sauce that I really enjoy. That's really, really good. But anyway, she's like, "Oh, you got this type of sauce? Is this the barbecue sauce that you have?" Like, girl, go home. We're feeding you food and you mad about the sauce? It's not your particular kind. So we learned during this dinner, not this one right here that you see the picture of, but the same dinner that I'm talking about, with Charlotte and her family, that Diego, who is Lily's new boyfriend, who we find out right at the dinner table, oh, he's my boyfriend, so they're happy about it, whatever. Pop Up says, because he's an older man, right? He's from a different generation. He says, well, my day, a male ballerina usually don't have girlfriends; they have boyfriends. And Diego, the ballerina, Lily's boyfriend, he says, oh, I have one too. I have a boyfriend too. So we see this whole revelation. So he explains that he's poly. Well, no, Lily, not Lily, Rock interjected and said, oh, he's polysexual, meaning he likes two people at the same time. Look, I thought polysexual was a new one because I know polyamory, I know polygamy, right? Polysexual, I never heard that until now. I guess it makes sense with the context, poly, but what? But whatever, fine. I'm still shocked with how open and quote unquote sex positive this family is. It's quite actually disturbing. I don't think in any context should you feel comfortable as a child walking in and a young teenager walking into your parents' home, I mean to their bedroom talking about, look, this is the account, this is the link that Pop Up wants me to share. It's P Hub. First of all, why is Pop Up so comfortable having his grandchild download P Hub? Like, why is that even a casual conversation to download this for me? And then now you bring this up to it's just very uncomfortable. But I mean, in the flip side of it, God forbid, yes, this is a light show, so they probably won't dive into this. But if the Up was sexually inappropriate, right? If he did something that was borderline abusive sexually, then it's great that she has a sex positive family, so much so that she can share that with her. She could tell her parents, and the abuse will no longer continue. That's how my mind works, right? That's how I go with it. Nonetheless, I still think it's a weird dynamic. So we get to this birthday dinner scene, this dinner from hell. First of all, apples to apples. I don't think have I played this game? I'm not really familiar with this game, but this game is an interesting game. Wyatt is he's mad at everything. Nothing makes him happy. Nothing. Even while he's playing his video games on his phone, he's upset. He's upset. Like there's nothing he could do. Aiden's oldest son turned 21, and so he comes to the house. His birthday was actually 2 days ago, and we know this because when Carrie said happy birthday to him, he says thanks, but it was 2 days ago. I don't give a damn. Why not be kind? Sorry, there's a stray dog right outside my window that's been walking around for the past few days. Anyway, but it's just rude. Like, I don't give a damn how 2 days is not even quote unquote really late for someone to still say happy birthday to you. And she doesn't know you. She doesn't have your phone number. She doesn't have your direct contact to let you know happy birthday. Be grateful that she even said anything. It was just rude. So we cut to Miranda. She invites at first the Brit friend that she invited, she canceled on her, but they ended up planning it again. She invites her to her home, and it's a cute little moment. We learn that they are feeling each other. Well, we already knew that Miranda was already feeling her, but we learned that Brit, the Brit friend, she is feeling her as well. They kiss at the end. It's a cute moment. Bet. But going back to this dinner scene, Wyatt acts a damn fool. He's mad that he didn't win, or they didn't interact with him to win. He felt like he should have won. Just a lot of teenage angst, ADHD angst, yada yada yada. They actually break into a fight an argument because Aiden's ex-wife says, why didn't this is why he needs to be on meds. This is why he needs to be medicated. But Aiden feels differently about it. He is against medication, and they continue to find themselves at odds. Wyatt walks out and he ends up breaking the window. I would have broke his face. That's insane to me. And they're just like, it's the Wyatt show. It's the Wyatt show. If Wyatt don't get the out of here, he needs to go to boarding school. I don't care how much ADHD you got. I don't care if you are ADHD to the umpteenth power. Go to boarding school with all of that. Get away from me with all of that Apollo. Anyway, we learned that Aiden wasn't in favor of Carrie bringing the Adderall, but Carrie didn't know that. It was unbeknownst to her. She thought she was just helping out Katie, who I think that's Aiden's ex-wife's name. Come to find out from Katie's boyfriend, Aiden is not in favor of the Adderall, and he is upset that she brought it, but he never communicated that. He never said that. Carrie tries to explain to him, hey, I didn't know. Why didn't you tell me that you wasn't okay with me bringing the Adderall, or that you wasn't okay at all with Wyatt being on Adderall? Like, had I known, I would have never brought it, right? I would have never compromised myself. But here's the thing. You compromise yourself by saying yes in the first place. I know Carrie likes to just be boundaryless Carrie, but what she should have said to Katie when she propositioned her like that, she should have said, I don't feel comfortable doing that. I don't care how much of a story you give me of it being out of stock, which could be true, but that's not my responsibility. I'm coming in town for this job opportunity, whatever it was. I think she did do some job stuff, but the whole guise of her going to Virginia was for her to go see Aiden. So she should have just been like, yes, I'm going to see Aiden, and yes, Wyatt will be around, but that doesn't mean I'm going to go mule or find a mule to get these drugs for your kid. How come you didn't tell me that Aiden wasn't okay with it? And Aiden likes to keep his family stuff to himself, which I guess that's his prerogative. But now I'm in the middle of it because I didn't say no. So that's on Carrie. That's on it's on a lot of people. Katie should have never put Carrie in that position. Aiden should have been forthright and should have been more open with his family issues. Because if we're in a relationship, let's be in it full out. Don't just say, oh, I'll talk to you when I'll talk to you. I'll drive over there whenever I can, but let's give it 5 years and no contact. Because what? And then Carrie, okay. So we get to the end, and it seems like Carrie's about to break up with him. It seems like Carrie's about to break up with Aiden. Aiden even said, are you breaking up with me? And he's about to break down like he's Wyatt. Like, are you Wyatt? He's about to break down like he's Wyatt, y'all. Come to find out, she's like, no, that's not it. No. It should have been it. Carrie, it should have been it. But I mean, it's your choice, right? It's your choice. But it was just like, why? Her whole speech was about, I was playing games with myself, realizing that you really need to be here. You really need to be here with your family. Okay, that's what he's been doing. What was the difference of you saying that now? What was it, just you to say out loud? Was it just necessary for you to say it out loud because you didn't really believe him? I don't know. It was just a weird moment. Why do that whole sentimental speech just for you to still be with him? It just made it seem like she was about to break it off. So when he said, no, are you gonna break up with me? I thought she was gonna say, I have to, or I just think we need some space or something. I don't know. I just feel like, look, yes, in relationships, there will be moments when it's, I don't know, this is a very peculiar situation. Carrie doesn't have any children. She doesn't know the dynamic of children. Yes, she's an auntie and all that stuff, but Carrie doesn't really, she doesn't have a touch for kids. So I feel like she comes off like, I don't really give a damn type of thing. So I really expected her to be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and you handle that. That those ain't my kids. But that's about it, y'all. Let me know what you think about this episode of And Just Like That, season 3, episode 4. Leave it in the comments below, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.